So this is day number 2 of my 12 days of holiday doodle swatches, and it's based on the letter K and on blues. Welcome, and let's get started. So I have already put down some masking tape, and I was worried on the first day if the masking tape with Canson watercolor, if we're going to have a fight as far as damage to the paper, and it's overall not bad. So today is going to be day number 2 of my 12 days of holiday cheer. And today is for Kay, and she likes blue. And Kay is the shop owner of the grocery store in my building, and I go there a couple of days a week. Part is to have some exercise for because I live on the 6th floor and I walk down the flights. I'm going to use a little bit of watercolor, and this was for yesterday. And I'm going to use my Winsor Newton, but you can use whatever watercolor you have. I'm going to do a couple of pulls to pull from, no pun intended. So these are my blues. I always like to mix up some that I'm comfortable with, and those I'm not too comfortable with. So and since I'm not 100% sure what colors I'm going to use, I spritz it all, but let's get started. So I have some water over here. I have 2 of these. One is to clean my brush out, and by cleaning it out, I mean to have the brush hit the bottom a couple of times, because if you just swirl it, you're probably not going to get all of it out. So let's go with intense blue. And like I said, if you have more or a different palette, go with that. And I'm going to clean. And since I want to have a little bit of water on my brush to make the pulls, I'm going to get some more water. Normally, if I am using watercolor, I will go with from the lightest color and slowly work up. Meaning, if I were to have used yellow as my basis, I would do the yellow, and next one I would maybe do a blue, and that way you minimize the amount of color in your, and this is cerulean. Great color for sky. Clean my brush out. Get a bit of more water. And let's see. I'm going to use this one, and this is ultramarine blue. It's a darker, warmer blue. So if I need to replenish my pulls, I will pull the pigment from my palette. So let's get started. Another thing you might want to use is a couple of napkins or paper towels to either get rid of the pigment off your brush that you cleaned, or to get rid of any excess water on your brush if you don't need it. Okay. And I'm not too worried about the fact that I don't have any tape up there. Okay. And start with any blue one. And we're gonna try and do an ombre effect. Clean out my brush. Go with the cerulean blue. And finally, the ultramarine blue. I'm going to let this dry at least partially before going in with a heat tool, because I like the water and the pigment to have the chance to mingle together. And if you use a heat tool, you stop the mingling. I'm in the process of doing letter K. And if you are like me and your lettering is not that great, what you can do is go to a website named Canva. It's CANVA. Or if you want to open up your computer, there is a ton of fonts that you can use as a basis for your letter. So I went in with the intense blue. And I'm going to go in with the paint and water to blend it out. Now I've set myself a time limit for the various cards of 30 minutes, which means that, and that does not include drawing time, because when I have a longer video, it takes 4 hours to edit it down. Plus, I like the shorter time frame. So I don't really fast forward or speed up. I mean, I do sometimes, but rarely to the point where you don't know what I'm doing. Once I do something, if I repeat it, then I may slightly speed up recurring times. Very carefully, I'm going to outline the square again. Okay. I'm going to get a bit of water for my ultramarine blue, and some more pigment. Clean off my brush totally. And I'm going to go in again with the number 3 Cotman. And this time going with the straight from my palette. And since this is a little dark, blend it out. A bit more from my palette. Bit more water to blend it out and soften it up. Because I like the granulation of the ultramarine blue, but I don't want it with, I'm planning on it. And soften it up. So this is pretty wet, and I'm going to let it dry a bit, and I'll be back. So I went in and I used my 0.7, and I inked in the letter K because the black of the ink is going to be the darkest of the whole painting, and any additional colors that I use, I want to base it on the value of dark and the light contrast between the background and the K. And since the ink is pretty wet, I'm going to give it a chance to dry. I'm going to wet my paints again, and as the ink is drying, I'm going to try something that hopefully will work. And if it doesn't, well, no biggie, because I learned a lesson. So I'm going to go and draw in a line around the K. And remember, when you use pencil, kind of like use a light touch. Okay, so my idea is to mix some brown from my palette in with a bit of the blue. So we still maintain the blue overall, but I'm introducing a bit of a variation. Wish me luck. Move this out of the way so I can have some more space. Bit less pigment. A bit more water. Infuse the corners with a bit or green, or now it's green, but the phthalo blue. And don't be afraid to experiment, because you learn when you experiment. Bit more brown into the mix. So, quick question. What is your favorite holiday dish? Now, it can be a side or a main course. Just let me know in the description. And this area is a little bit more wet than I want, so I'm going to sop up some of it with the paper towel. And the good thing with this is when it's dry, you can still use it. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you like for Christmas dinner, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, what's your favorite food? So maybe for dinner. Yeah, okay. A little bit less water here. So again, I'm going to go in with my paper towel. Dab, dab, dab. But if you like the water the way it's sitting, you don't have to do that, obviously. So it's dry now, and I'm going to get rid of the pencil marks. And unfortunately, with pencil marks and watercolor, once you go over the pencil marks with watercolor, it's pretty permanent. But I kind of like the look of some pencil, so I'm not mad at it. So I'm going to go in with some more, clean off my space a little bit. Let's go first with some rounding. Because I like rounding. Basically, rounding is when two lines come together and form a corner. And let's see, I'm going to switch my pen and go in with a number 0.3 and do it a little bit of delineation for the K. Now, if you think I'm ruining it, then by all means, don't do it. And because I like gold, I'm going to use some of my pearl colors. The link will be in the different brush for my mixed metallics so that I don't ruin or gunk up the brushes. And this is number 4 from, I think, Michael's that I cut down. Now, if you have gold jelly roll or paint pen, you can use that as well. Just use what you have. So this is day number 2 of my 12 days of holiday doodle swatches. So, what do you think? Sorry about the image and the tape, but I like it. Hope you enjoyed the video today and got inspired to play around with maybe not technically monochromatic painting, but it's good. I like it. So be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.